Good day, everyone. Welcome to the specialization info session of today. It's great to have you on, and kindly drop wherever you're joining from, your name and wherever you're joining from, so that we'll confirm communication while we will also wait for others to come on. Uh,
No.
all right, great. Welcome everyone once again. While we wait for others to join in, kindly drop your name and where you're coming from. Um, Okurume Ogenemraye from Ogun State. We have people from Abuja, from Benue State, Samuel Akman from Lagos, Timothy from Lagos. Welcome. How has the foundations class been like? It's 4 weeks already, and I hope it's been amazing. You can drop your experiences, how it's been, what your experiences have been like, so that we'll be able to pick up from there before we proceed into the specialization info session of today.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Okay, so welcome to today's session. I'm Sarah, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. With me, I have my colleagues who will be giving us a brief on each specialization, what to expect, and then the real-life applications of each specialization that you choose. So we're going to try to keep this session as short as possible so we don't waste your time. We're going to start with our welcome notes, which is what I'm doing. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking out the time to join this session. So this session is basically going to be about the specialization phase of the program. We're going to have a feedback session next week, Saturday, where we get to hear from you, that's the learners. You get to tell us how the program has been, your experiences, what we're doing well, what you want us to do better. So that will be our feedback session, and that will be next week, Saturday, same time, but on Telegram. So please look forward to that session. But today is basically going to be on specialization. So we expect that after each tutor gives a presentation of each specialization, we expect to get questions regarding the specialization. So this will guide you moving forward to know what specialization you choose to continue your learning on. So let's move to Deep Tech program. So what Deep Tech is all about. So Deep Tech Ready upskilling program is aimed at empowering young Nigerians with foundational technical skills and job-ready competencies in data science and artificial learning. So this is delivered through localized learning curriculum, cohort learning program, project-based immersion, where you get to be paired with mentors, and then job matching support. This initiative is delivered under the 3MTT, supported by Google and delivered by Data Science Nigeria. Next slide. So during the onboarding session, we talked about the various phases of the program, right? So the onboarding was the first, where we told you people the various phases of the program, what to expect, weekly participation, the do's and don'ts of the program. So that was the first stage of the program. And now we moved on to the learning phase, where you engaged with learning content weekly. I'm sure some of us are in our fourth week, some of us are in our third week, some second week, some first week. Yes, we understand that. And that's why you'll be giving breaks at intervals so everybody can be on the same page. And remember, it's a self-paced program, so you try to engage with the learning content, right? So we appreciate every one of you for your efforts. We can see that you're doing well. So now we are moving to the specialization phase of the program. And this is with respect to the foundation or long sprint track of the program. Remember, we mentioned that we have 6 specializations, right? So you had to engage in the foundational class where you were able to go through learning content from the 6 specialization. That's advanced data analysis and visualization, computer vision, data science and machine learning, natural language processing, and data engineering. Now, we received a lot of questions from some of you say, oh, I applied for data science and I was given, and I can see data engineering. No, it was just for you to have an idea of what you actually want to do. And we have also received messages from some of you saying, oh, I applied for data analysis and visualization, but I want to switch to data engineering. So you see, that's the aim of the functional phase of the program, right? So that you interact with all of this specialization and then you know your strengths and your weaknesses and you actually know what you love. So this will inform you moving forward on the area you want to specialize. And that's what today's program is all about. We want tutors who are experts in these fields to further give you an overview of what to expect and how what you learn can be applied in the real world. So that's what this session is all about. And that's why I mentioned at the beginning that we expect questions from what will be presented today. If it's about the program in general, you get to have that opportunity Saturday, same time on Telegram. I hope that is clear. So next slide, please. Yeah, so specialization phase is what we are moving into now. So for the short sprint, I believe your break was last week. So for the long sprint, your break is going to be this week. And so this is just to give you time to reflect on what you've learned and also give time for others to catch up. And then you can decide what you really want to, the area you really want to specialize in. So at the end of this program, from tomorrow, you'll be able to, once you're done with your learning, you will have access to a form where you will now fill the area you would like to specialize, irrespective of what you chose at the beginning. You now have a chance to finally decide the area you would like to specialize in. I hope that is clear. Next slide, please. So I'm going to hand over to our tutors who will, one after the other, tell us what to expect and then real life application of whatever specialization you decide to choose. So I'll hand over to Toby. Toby, if you can hear me, it's over to you. We're going to go in alphabetical order. Well, that's why we're starting with advanced data analysis and visualization. Not that advanced data analysis and visualization is the best specialization. We're moving in alphabetical order. So, Toby, if you can hear me, over to you.
Yeah, Sarah, I can. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. Seeing that we have dialing from different part of the country, so it's really an awesome time, and I hope we are going to bring something amazing from this. So yeah, after this foundation phase, right, there's need to now pick one of the six available tracks, and this is actually a major determinant of whatever thing that's going to go on throughout the end of the program. And here to talk specifically about the advanced data analysis and visualization phase, which is one of the six tracks available. And so before you delve into this, before you leave other five options, there needs to be some sort of convictions as to why you want to do this. Right. So as we have heard, the specialization duration, right, is going to be 8 weeks. So what's the 8 weeks about, and what are you going to be doing during the course of these 8 weeks? And what qualifies you to come into advanced data analysis and visualization track? What qualifies you? That's what I call the prerequisite, and that needs you to have completed the first 4 weeks foundations, where you must have done fundamentals of data analysis and visualization. That's the part that is meant to have given you an insight into what you are about to do, and if truly you are interested in this, because we have we have data engineering, GDS as well in those parts. And so just to refresh as to the possibilities that are available in this course, that's why I said why advanced data analysis and visualization, and what's the expectation from someone that has done this. And the first one being the ability to transform data into decisions that matter, and from raw numbers to real impacts, right? To see beyond the data, unlock the future, advanced skills for tomorrow's data leaders, and turning complexity into clarity with data. As it has been said, that it doesn't mean that this is the best course available. Every other person has what they want to do. But I want to tell you that this is the baseline for everything that ever exists in all of these things that we are doing, because we are all taking insights from data, whether you're in computer vision, you're in GDS, whether you're in this or that, right? And this is a bedrock. So if you are not really proficient in this, it might be good to start from this, right? Because during the course of the 8 weeks, what are you going to be doing? Let me just take you to the lower right of my screen where you are able to get an overview. That's like an overview summary of what the proficiency and tool stacks of this program is going to be like. That's we have Python, we have Power BI, and we have SQL. That's the scope of the training, right? So you are going to be able to use. So going now to the bottom left where we have the core concepts that will be taught. And so we're starting with the analytical concept, advanced data analysis and visualization and interpretation, right? Which is going to go on for 2 weeks. Different from what you had learned as fundamentals, because this is going to be going more, in depth into statistical analysis. Then we now move on to SQL queries optimization. As I have noted earlier, that SQL is part of the major stacks that we are going to be working with. So SQL for data analysis and automation as well. So for the next 2 weeks, that means on your fourth week, we will expect you that you already have what it takes to understand the application of SQL for big data. And next, you go for Python for analysis and visualization, using visualization with Python, right? Visualization with Python using Plotly, Dash, and the likes. And then we now go on to, integration, because the reason why we are saying there's a possibility of visualization with Python where we are not using other tools is because of the ability for Python to provide customization advantages. And that is why this is necessary. So you're going to be taught how to build interactive visuals based on the, custom requirements, where we are going to be ending with, advanced reporting and analysis, advanced Power BI, data transformation, data modeling, data analysis expression and all its dynamics, and the application, and how to bring data in its complex form into actionable insights. Where this can lead you, because of the skills that are going to be available for you, into being a data analyst, a visualization specialist, and using the requirements in brackets, business intelligence analyst, right? Where you are able to extract insights from all of these things that you have learned, ML analyst, right? Data engineer. And you can decide that, okay, because maybe your background is not in computer science or something really technical. Maybe you study medicine, you're coming from animal husbandry, you're coming from business, and you want to say, okay, all of these things I've learned, I'm able to apply it into, my core focus, right? And that's what this is able to help you do. I hope like that's giving you an amazing overview of what it takes to come into advanced data analysis and visualization, and the expectation. If that's true, you can just drop a comment. Thank you. To the next. Yeah, so over to you, Ololade.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olade Anchumo. Um, I'm here to convince you about computer vision and why you should go for computer vision and why computer vision is one of the coolest aspects of AI. Now, this course, you learn everything you need to be a world-class computer vision engineer and everything you need to start a career in computer vision. Now, what will you learn in this course? You will learn about PyTorch, you learn about mathematics for computer vision, you learn about all kinds of computer vision models, you learn how to train them, you learn how to deploy them. So think about any computer vision model in the world. Think about it. Stable diffusion, mid journey, text to image to text, text to image, anything that involves computer vision. In this course, you will learn how to do it. Now, what do you expect in this course? Number one, you would get hands-on learning with various exercises. I can tell you this is one of the most challenging courses you would ever take because of the exercises. They are very challenging and they are very thorough, and you get everything you need to start in computer vision, and you also have lots of fun and learning. So it's a very interesting course, and basically you understand how images and videos work better. So what are the real world applications of computer vision? I can tell you all the applications of computer vision look interesting. They look beautiful. There are things that I want to build, and there are things that I want to do. Number one, autonomous driving. Number two, vision-based surveillance systems. Number three, you can build any vision-based robot. You can build any OCR systems. What is an OCR system? Basically, if you want to convert any text to an image, anything that involves text to image, you can build it after this course. Now, one thing you can do after this course is you can become a computer vision engineer. That's the title of our course. You can be a vision-based researcher because we do a lot about how images are interpreted, how to transform image. You can decide that, okay, after this course, I want to be in Apple or Google or mm, or Samsung or any phone company. You want to work on their cameras, how to make their cameras work better. You want to work on that. You can decide that that's what you want to do. After that, you can also become an AI engineer because this course touches a lot about AI engineering, how to deploy models, how to use deployment platforms, all the deep stuff, everything. You can also become an AI ops engineer. And you can become anything in the world that involves vision, anything that involves seeing stuff, anything that involves manipulating images, all these things. I can tell you this course is one of the most dense computer vision course ever. You get everything you need to know. Everything you need to know, everything you need to know about computer vision is in this course. And I hope you are ready to take on the challenge because it's not an easy one, but it's worth it at the end because of the amount of knowledge you get. You might need to take some extra time to learn. You might need to sit down. You might need to go through a lot of content. You might need to read a lot. You might need to do a lot of work. But at the end, you become a full-blown computer vision engineer. So thank you. The next person. Um,
Okay, Rashidat, over to you. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Lolade. I want to see all the data analysts and computer engineers in the house in the comment section. Yeah, some people are quite impressed. That's nice. So next we move to data science and machine learning. Rashidat, if you can hear me, over to you.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rashida, and I will just quickly walk us through what we should look out for in the data science and machine learning track. So for the data science and machine learning track, the first thing we need to know that would we're working with building and developing predictive models and also doing some data driven analysis, as well as would also be working us through like the knowledge of SQL, which is a structured query language. Outside that, and this track as well, you would also be learning how to build machine learning models, as well as deep learning models, and also our traditional models like logistic regression, the regression models, classification model, as well as deep learning models. Then, to also like um also inform us, would also be doing some exploration or hands-on exploration on how to use Azure machine learning to streamline model development, deployment, as well as management on a cloud platform, which means that apart from doing it on a local machine, you'd also have like an experience in learning how to do all this, build all these models on Azure, right? And as for someone who wants to like go through the track of data science and machine learning, what career path should you be looking into? You would end up becoming either a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, where you are able to apply machine learning and deep learning principles to solve complex problem in the industry. You'll also be able to learn hands-on experience on using SQL. You can also be a database person, and also you also find yourself in ML ops. Although there is like more to it, but you also have the chance to be an ML ops engineer. Then more than at the real world application, when I learn this thing, what can I apply it to? What can I use it to do? You can do fraud detection in any area, maybe finance. You want to check who is likely to, to, to be a fraudulent person from data sets. You can also, in the area of health, you can look into disease diagnosis. For agriculture, there is using the models of building solutions in the area of crop heat detection. You can as well do, even in the area of agriculture, you can also like work with identifying or detecting diseases from plants. And also there's also the part of youth in the area of e-commerce or business. You can do personalized recommendations. For example, I'm very sure some of us are very familiar with maybe you type something on your system and all of a sudden you just start seeing ads relating to whatever it is that you typed on your phone or your laptop. So those are some of the things you'd also be able to do once you go through the track of data science and machine learning from start to finish. And lastly, there is also the predictive maintenance part in manufacturing, meaning that you're able to do some predictive modeling as a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. I would encourage you to also take your time to go through the courses, through the classes. It requires a lot of your time. So, and to become a professional, a better person in this area, you need to spend time, go through all the learning content. And if you've not completed your foundational class, please do well to go through it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Rashidat, for that. I'm reading through the comment section and I'm seeing a lot of advanced data analysis and visualization learners making a lot of noise in the comment section. Well done. I wonder where all the other specializations are. Okay, I can see data analysis and visualization. Okay, keep it coming. Okay, so next we'll move to data engineering. Precious, if you can hear me, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. My name is Precious Ibe. The data engineering course that we have prepared for you guys. So I said here, become a data engineer, build pipelines that power the world from raw data to real world impact. So you're not just a data engineer. If you are the backbone of everything data related, both data analysts, data scientists, they all come to you for basically for you to guide them and tell them what to do. So data engineering, I won't go through the process of telling us what data engineers do, but basically it's just to move data from one place to the other and ensure that the data warehouse is properly maintained. So what you're going to learn in this session is not just SQL. I would say it's for people that have already mastered Python and SQL to some reasonable extent, because that is the base of everything that we'll be doing in this course. So we're going to have SQL for data engineering, Python for data engineering, and then we're going to use some cloud infrastructures like AWS and Azure. We'll have practical sessions where we make use of these applications and even show you how you can also make use of these applications. And then we'll use Docker for containerization, Apache Airflow for workflow automation. And I didn't add one. We would use Kafka for batch, for real-time streaming, and then use Apache Airflow for batch streaming. Batch streaming is just to batch the data as it is coming in. Maybe you say, okay, once I have like 100 data, send it to the data warehouse. But real-time streaming is once you have, as the data is entering, you know how we use WhatsApp and other social media apps. So as the data is entering, it's going to be like if someone sends you a message, immediately you're going to receive it if your data is on. So that is how it works. That is how real-time streaming works. So if you that is what we are going to use Apache Kafka to do, but Airflow is going to be used for batch orchestration. Then we will also be talking about data security and other cloud infrastructure tools. Then for the real world applications, you can use data engineering to automate your fintech data flows, especially transactional data. Transactional data is very sensitive. You have to, for banks, you have to be secure it. You have to make sure that it's private and it's, it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, basically. So you're going to automate fintech data. And then you can also power health dashboards for the health industry. I believe you can even work anywhere. The list is not you can easily exhaust the whole thing if you talk about the real world applications. Then you can also help to feed data with clean structured data. So you be the one to do the transformation that before handing it over to the data scientists and the data analysts. And then you can also build pipelines for applications. You can build pipelines for reports, and then for your machine learning team, for them to use it to train their models. So what to expect in this course? You have hands-on tools, like I've mentioned before. I am sure that we use a lot of these. People that have already started would testify that we've used some of these tools already in the course, and I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store. And then we have real world projects that you can also showcase, put on your GitHub or LinkedIn to tell people, oh, I did a 3MTT course on data engineering, and I have something to show for it. You can put it on GitHub. Then you can also learn skills that will lead to high demand, high impact roles, roles that will be paying you, a lot of money. So for the career paths, you can be a data engineer, all-rounder data engineer, or you can say, okay, I want to focus specifically on cloud data. Or you can be an analytics engineer and focus only on SQL-related engineering, because there are so many parts to this. And then, or you can decide to be an ETL developer or ELT developer, someone that moves the data, and then that is your job. You can also decide to be a BI, that is Power BI / analytics engineer. So that is all we have in store for you. Thank you. Sarah, over to you.
Okay, Precious. Thank you for that presentation. So a lot is going on in the chat session, but we'll get to hear that later. Ismail Ibrahim is saying it's between computer vision or data engineering. And someone, Edike said, I just decamped to data engineering. So don't worry, let everyone speak and then you can make up your mind, right? So we'll move over to geospatial data science, and we have Sarah. Sarah, over to you.
Thank you, Sarah. Good afternoon, everyone. So for the geospatial data science, I know that we must have taken the foundation courses and have an idea of what geospatial data is. So just for a recap, geospatial data is the data that is in relation to a location on the Earth's surface. So in geospatial data science track, you're going to be combining data analytics and even data science and machine learning in this track. It is such an interesting field that it is very, very broad, and broad in the aspect that we're going to get expertise in geospatial analysis, how to analyze geospatial data sets, and then remote sensing. Remote sensing is under geospatial data. Remote sensing is talking about satellite imageries, which are data that are not collected in physical contact. They are data collected by satellites. So we'll be having hands-on them. We'll be getting specialization on remote sensing as well. And we'll also know how to process geospatial data. The way we process it, the way we handle is actually different from the way we handle normal data in the data analytics tracks, and also in the data science and machine learning track. Now, to achieve all this, we'll be diving deep into what GIS is, that is just Geographic Information System, and what is spatial modeling and what data visualization is. We're going to get hands-on experience with advanced geospatial tools such as the QGIS. We're going to get hands-on on programming tools such as Python programming. We are going to use all these tools to build models and also do deep analysis to bring out insights. So in this track, you're going to see the difference between you just doing the normal data science and machine learning, or the normal data analytics. This is bespoke to the geospatial data aspect, which gives you much more leverage. Now, there are several career paths you can come up with depending on what you want and what you want to do, the area you want to choose. But the most important one is the geospatial data scientist, or the GIS analyst, where you'll be called upon to analyze and to analyze varieties of data sets and derive insights from them. You also develop the ability to analyze spatial data, apply statistical methods, and create geospatial visualizations to address real-life problems. Now, in this course as well, you're going to be going through different geospatial platforms where you'll be getting different geospatial data sets. So, like I made mention of earlier, all these data sets have location data, and the way we visualize, the way we process them are actually different from the normal methods of processing data, and that is what this track is going to give to you. Now, what are the real-world problems or real-world applications you can do this for? You can use this for. You can track land use changes. Now, land use changes, like we all know, majority of us now, wherever we are staying or where we are currently at right now, or where we are based, where the current situation of that place was not like that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, at my location, there was no much buildings there, but now there are much buildings there. So we are going to track land use changes in Nigerian forests in this track. Another real world application that we will do in this track is to analyze flood risks in Lagos. Oh, we all know people living in Lagos, if you can raise up your hands, we all know that we have the issue of flooding almost every now and then. Anytime it's the raining season, we are all like, oh, flood this, flood that. So instead of us always complaining, we can analyze, oh, where are the areas in this Lagos or in other locations where you know that are flood risk zones, so that governments and all this disaster emergency response can be given in due time. So malaria as well, most of us know this is the period, or this is the raining period, and malaria is going to be very, very rampant. We can apply this into solving some of this to know where malaria hotspots are and how people can easily access healthcare services. We are going to treat this in this track as well. Another thing we are going to treat in this track is we are going to build models to look at how diseases spread, such as cholera. So all these things we are building, you see that they are as a result of us having geospatial data, which comes in different formats, and we making use of them to solve pressing issues in the economy or in the country right now. So we also have access to a variety. So when you want to work on the cholera project, you know where to go to access your data sets for the cholera project. you know where to go to access data sets or things that you can make use of to work on your flood risk. These are the things that we are going to teach you. These are the things you're going to learn in this track and how to go through them. There's a step-by-step process that we have done to make this very, very easy and relatable to everybody. So this is what the old Geospatial data science track is about. And I am really, really excited for you all to jump right in and come and join us on this wonderful journey. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sarah, for that presentation. And we'll move on to NLP, which is your last presentation will be presenting on today, not the least, remember. We followed it alphabetically. So, Gideon, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so welcome to the section of natural language processing. Here, you are capable of becoming an NLP specialist that can be able to build systems that understand and generate human languages from foundations to real-world impact. So what you will be learning from this section of natural language processing course is the first thing you delve into is the sequence models for text. So you're going to be analyzing text data set, right? Insight from text. You're going to, first thing first, you have to understand how natural language processing works, because the computer doesn't understand natural language, only machine language in low level, only 0 and 1 in low level. From low level language, we move to high level language where you can use different programming languages like Python, C#, Java, and the rest in high level programming language. Here in natural language processing, we make the computer to understand natural language. And natural language means languages that humans understand, like English, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. These are natural language, while artificial languages are the Python programming language that you have to learn for you to start working on subject like this, Python programming. So first models you are going to work on are RNNs, which is a recurrent neural networks, LSTM, long short-term memories, and CNN, which is convolution neural network. So you are going to learn this at the first phase of your training. Then you go to the core NLP tasks where you will be solving hands-on practice on sentiment analysis to identify positive sentiment, negative and neutral in everything, every industry review and stuff like that. NER, which is name entity recognition. You're also going to learn about POS tagging, which is NLP tasks that you're going to be working on. Summarization, you can summarize a whole document to some few points and stuff like that. Question and answering, these are core NLP tasks you are going to be working on. Then you move to tokenization. This tokenization is the foundation, the first building block of NLP manipulation. If you want to manipulate text, if you want to do anything on text, you have to tokenize the text. Tokenization is separating the sentence into character by character or word by word. We have subword tokenization and we have BPE, byte pair encoding tokenization. Then you move to transformer architecture, which changed the game of AI these days, because before we are only using RNNs, LSTMs, and CNNs. Then by 2017, Google brought the transformer architecture, which changed the whole game now. So now most of the things you're seeing under natural language processing are built on the transformer architecture. So you are going to learn about transformer architecture from the beginning to the end. you're going to learn about self-attention. In transformer architecture, the paper, they said attention is all you need. Then you move to machine translation with transformers. So the transformer architecture will now help you to get to translate one language to the other. You can translate from English to Hausa, from English to Yoruba, English to Igbo, English to any other foreign country, or from any other language to any other language based on the multilingual capability of the model. So from there, you are going to learn about BERT and large language models. Large language models, we all use part of large language models these days because most of us use ChatGPT, which is based on large language model. Most of us use some like Meta AI and some generative AI and stuff like that. So the large language models and BART models are the foundation of those generative models that you use every day. So you are going to also learn about fine-tuning Hugging Face transformer. So you can get Llama model from Hugging Face transformer. You can go to Hugging Face and get a lot of models and a lot of data sets and use it. You can fine tune and get your own model. So we are also going to learn sequence to sequence, modeling, multilingual NLP, T5, and multilingual MT5. So also you're also going to learn about dialogue systems and chatbot design. Then you move to multimodal NLP. Multimodal means you're going to work on not only on text alone, you're going to work on text, you're going to work on speech, you're going to work on images, you're going to work on video. So it's the multimodal NLP. We have speech to text, speech recognition, how you can communicate to the system through your voice, can recognize your voice using automatic speech recognition called ASR and stuff like that. Then last but not the least, at the end of your program, you're now going to learn about data privacy, ethics, and compliance. So what are the real world applications that you are going to be building in the NLP class? You are going to be learning how to build chatbots. You're going to learn how to build multilingual translations for low resource languages. Like, okay, now in the world, we have low resource languages like the languages that we use in Nigeria, they are low resource languages in the context of the entire world. But if it comes to Africa, we have Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, and Pidgin. They are sort of medium or high resource in African context. So you can learn how to translate different languages using multilingual translation system. Text summarization. You can summarize any text that you can get a PDF. Okay, maybe you want to read some research papers for the weekend. You can use your knowledge of NLP to summarize those research papers and get the few key points and takeaways. So text summarization is a task is a field in NLP that is very useful and people use it a lot. Then voice enable assistance to text to speech, text to text, different. This is NLP. You either use it either on text or voice, image, or anything to understand. Then the last but not the least of the real world application you'll be building is LLMs. You will be working with LLMs. You're not going to be building large language models from the scratch because it needs expensive compute for that and a lot of data for that. But you're going to be learning all the process of doing that, and you're going to be learning how to maximize the power of the LLM to fine-tune your own model for your own best use cases. So what are you going to be expecting? You're going to be expecting hands-on projects that you can showcase. Translators, chatbots, summarizers, and also you're going to be using some tools that you're going to be exposed to some tools that you can use in the industry, like the Hugging Face transformer, the text-to-speech tool chains, and also skill that open high demand and high impact roles. So these days, if you go to any job application section, you will see that NLP is a very hot topic that even if you are in another part of the courses that you want to do, at least you need to get some knowledge of NLP to summarize your learning. So what are the career paths that you will be attaining here after completion of this great course of natural language processing? You can be an NLP engineer, you can be a machine learning engineer under NLP. You can also be an applied LLM engineer, which is a large language model. You'll be working on solving solutions in large language model. And you can also be a conversational AI developer. You can have like a conversational chatbot or a system that can communicate with humans. You are only limited by your own imagination. So you can think of anything that you want to achieve with all this knowledge, and you can go ahead and achieve them. So last but not the least, in the career path, you can also be a multilingual NLP specialist, somebody that is an expert in translating one language to the other, working with linguists, getting the right data sets, and building the models for you to achieve these results. Because in Nigeria, we have a lot of languages in Nigeria that can be translated. So it's over to you to learn all these things and make sure you put it into action. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Lolade. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Gideon. Trust me, you have and Precious. Thank you, Precious. Trust me, you have a lot of questions to answer, and the learners are excited about the specialization phase. But before we ask the questions, we'll move on to the ALC. So this is where you get to know about the ALCs. And there are also a lot of questions about ALC in the chat. So before we start to ask our questions, I'll just hand over to the ALC team. I'll hand over to Hawa. Once Hawa is done with her presentations, then I'll read out the questions. So Hawa, if you can hear me, over to you.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, or we can hear you.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Hawa Abdurrahim once again, and I'll be, walking us through everything you need to know about the ALC. So, I don't know, maybe you've seen this, maybe you've filled our complaint form and you see the word ALC. So ALC stands for Applied Learning Centers, meaning where you are going to learn physically. And we have 49 ALC throughout the country, or should I say in Nigeria? Yes. So the reason why we have 49 is that some states actually have more than one learning center. So meaning that every state have at least one learning center. And what should you expect from these ALCs? You have access to learning environment, you have access to light, whether electricity or solar, you have access to computer and the internet, and then you have access to a tutor. So and then your tutor will be available at a particular, I don't know whether your ALC, wherever you are mapped to, maybe they've reached out to you, or I think they should have reached out to many of you, if not all, that, okay, this is the learning center you're going to come and learn from. So there will be a tutor and there will be timetable that this ALC, this learning center, is meant to share with you, so that you know the particular day you can go, and then so that you know the day that you go, that the tutor is available. I think, okay, next slide, so that I will explain everything much better. Next slide, please. All right. So you have access to these hubs by 19th September, though the learning centers are meant to share a particular day, like tell you when you can actually start accessing their hubs. And then in that mail you are meant to get from your ALC, there should be linked to WhatsApp group. They will provide you with timetable, as I said, and then when you can start accessing the hub and then other necessary information. The and another thing is that I know that some of us are not like physically available. I mean, for example, now we have local governments in every state, right? And I know that probably some of us cannot, if let's say a learning center is just having one center in the whole of your state, so probably you might be in another local government and you can't be going to the hub every day or maybe at all. So these ALCs are meant to be providing you with a link, virtual link, where you will be accessing the class, meaning that they should run both physically and virtually, and you are meant to get a link during that session. During their session, you can join virtually, even if you are going there physically. Maybe there's a day you can't go there. Yeah. So, but advisably, if you can, please try your best to go to your learning centers. And then officially, you are meant to start accessing this learning center by 19th this month. And if you are yet to get, and I think I know there are some people that might start complaining about maybe probably they are yet to get a mail, or probably they are mapped to a learning center they can't go to or something like that. Please, there's a complaint form on the Telegram, and I think there should be a mail that will go out to you guys again. So please, when filling this form, some of you have already filled the form and we are still mapping, we are remapping and all that. So when you want to fill that form, please make sure that you provide the right information. Because, for example, let me give you an example. Somebody is complaining about changing their hub, but the hub they are asking to be changed from is still they put the same hub for the current and the new. Now, if you say that you want to be, let's say for example, you are mapped to a 8th gear in Lagos, you added 8th gear as your current hub, and then you added it as the same hub you want to be mapped out from. So it's a little bit confusing. So please, whenever we are trying to fill that form, let's try our best to provide the accurate information so that it will be easier to just, do that. And another thing is that if you are yet to get any mail from your learning center, you can still fill that form and include it as this thing. But as of today, you are meant to get email from a learning center. So another thing I want to explain is that you have access to these hubs not just on that particular day of your class. The only thing you won't have access to is a tutor, meaning that maybe my class is on Saturday, right? And maybe the timetable says that tutor will be available on Saturday. So what do I have access to the hub on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yes, you do. But regardless, I think you should still create a good relationship with the hub so that you can communicate or something like that. Do you understand? Because you will be having a WhatsApp group. So in case you have a complaint about, okay, you want to change your hub and all that, and mind you, the hubs are not meant to turn you away. Meaning that even if as of right now, you still think if you have filled that complaint form, trust me, you'll be remapped. So stop maybe getting overwhelmed about that. No learning center is going to turn you away. That okay, you come, though they will just try to, even in case your name is still not reflecting on their list, they are going to reach out to us and we are going to cover that part. But you can go to the learning center you want to change to. And trust me, I think you can, if they should check their list, your name is already reflecting on their own list. So the next thing I'll talk about is, okay, when you go to this hub, what are you expected to do? Like the ethics, the code of conduct. I think whatever I want to say, we'll start with saying that be professional. If you understand what it means to be professional, then I think any other thing we'll say is just behind it. So that means you should be punctual and consistent. Try your best. I mean, having access to physical hub, it's a great deal. It's a great opportunity because you get to sit with people that are having maybe you are maybe if you feel overwhelmed, you have somebody that you can just network with, and you get people that are pushing you, motivating you. So that's why I said that try your best to go to the physical hubs. But if you can't, and mind you, even if you can't, you still get virtual. You still get to connect virtually, and you still get the WhatsApp group. So try your best to link up with people. Just be very respectful and make sure that when linking up, you don't harass people. We don't take that one. So another thing I would say is respect tutors, colleagues, and the hub. Basically, respect everybody and anybody. So respect your tutor, respect your colleague, respect the hub, and please, whenever you want to learn, okay, regardless of your belief or your religion or whatever or ethnicity, always remember that the purpose of why you are going to wherever you are going is because you want to learn. So please and please try to put that as a priority. Be respectful in your engagement with anybody, whether they are older than you or younger than you. Then another thing is handle equipment and internet responsibly. Please, just because we say you have access to the internet doesn't mean you should go to a hub and start downloading movie. And then maybe the hub saw that and talked to you or something, and you start, I have the right, I have access. No. What you are meant to do is learn. And this is the reason why you have access to the internet. So please and please, let's be very careful. And whenever we are trying to use the computer or anything, any equipment, let's handle it with care. Please and please, because if you break anything, you are paying for it. So please, let's be very careful. We didn't have that issue, I guess, but I pray we won't that record won't be broken from this cohort. So another thing is communicate politely and ask question in the right order. Yes. That's the reason why we said that you should try to connect with people, so that maybe you are having an issue with your, let's say for example, you are trying to fill an assessment. Let me give an example. Before you send us a mail, there are hierarchies that we believe that you should have followed. And if it's not sorted, then you can come to us. For example, now you try to fill an assessment. Maybe you're in the hub or something. Let's just give an example. You can easily reach out to a colleague or talk in the group that, hi, sorry, I'm trying to assess so thing and it's not working. Is there anybody that experienced this same situation? And how do you go about it? I believe that you can get at least one person that will say that, oh, maybe I probably have this issue, or I know this type of issue. This is what you're meant to do. So if that didn't work, maybe you can talk to your tutor. And if all that didn't work, you can escalate by sending us a mail. So the next thing I'll talk about is what you should avoid. Again, whatever you should avoid will fall under being unprofessional. And that means don't damage anything, don't misuse anything, don't cheat or plagiarize, meaning that you should don't steal the, I don't know, maybe you have a colleague or something that is working on a project and you decided to just use that. Please don't do that. Anything that is unethical, I believe that we should know that. Yeah, please don't do that. And then don't disrespect anyone, and don't be disruptive. Don't be whatever issue or whatever thing that is going on. I think you have a hub, you have a tutor there, you can report whatever it is. And we pray that we don't have that kind of issues. Please, let's just be very respectful. So thank you very much. And I pray you enjoy your experience with the learning centers. And over to you, Sarah. Thank you.
Okay, Hawa, thank you very much for that presentation. I believe everything that's been said is clear. If you're just joining us, I see some people asking to recap. This session is available on YouTube, so you can always come back to rewatch. So we're going to start off with a question for Sarah. Someone is asking that what are the names of organizations that recruit geospatial scientists in Nigeria? But before you answer that question, Sarah, I would like to say that the form you're supposed to fill to indicate the specialization you would like to continue, you would like to the specialization you would like to continue learning on, will be available at the end of the foundational phase. That means once you're done with your foundational course, as you click on submit, the next thing that comes up is your form. So you fill the form and you indicate the specialization that you would like to continue your learning on. So it's not too late to change. This is the final time. This is the last chance you have to change this is actually the time you decide the specialization you want to continue with. Do you understand? Forget about what you filled in the during the assessment. This is the time to decide what you actually want to do. I hope that I've answered a lot of questions that I'm seeing. So the form comes after, once you're done with your learning. Once you're done with the last content on the foundational phase, which is NLP. So once you're done with NLP, you have access to the form. I hope that is clear. So Sarah, please, are you ready to answer the question? Or should I repeat the question?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a great question. So the needs of companies that recruit geospatial analysts or geospatial data scientists are companies that are into mapping or AI, or companies that are into the integration of AI and geospatial science. So now they have some companies, what they do is that they require people. What their services that they give is mapping services. Some of them give model services, something that makes us to see the world in a different light. That makes us to see, oh, these are the places where this thing is. These are the places where maybe this is the place where disaster is. Maybe this is the place where people are moving from to where they are moving to. Companies that are actually in that space, that's the space, or that's the companies that you'll be looking out for. Do you understand? So some other companies now, so now most times now, most people are now trying to incorporate geospatial data science into their activities, but it's not as much as just the normal data science and the data analytics. With time, as time goes on, people would begin to see the importance of geospatial data science as not just a separate entity, but as part of the AI, the core of AI as well. So companies that are into mapping services, that are into building solutions, location-based solutions, are those that look and request for geospatial data analysts. Also, companies that are into the intersection of AI with mapping, AI with location-based services are the ones that request for geospatial data analyst. And it's a very interesting role whereby you also can act as a data scientist on your own and also as a geospatial data scientist. So it gives you the leverage of two careers at a time. So you're not just learning just one career, you're learning both together, which is the sweet part of being a geospatial data scientist. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Odoko, you can confirm in the section if she has actually answered your question. So the answer is basically yes. Do you understand? And from what she said, better you start now. So you in the end, once it becomes popular in Nigeria, you are like you're already vast in the field, and then you have a lot of opportunities. Do you understand? So I hope she has answered your question. So the next question is for Rashidat and Precious. And a lot of questions are similar to this. A lot of them are torn between two specializations. So I'm just going to say, I called both of you because someone is saying she's trying to decide between data science and machine learning and data engineering. And there are other people asking if they can choose two specializations. No, you have to go for one. So Rashidat and Precious, who would like to go first? What advice do you have for them? Precious, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, sorry, I was just trying to unmute.
Okay,
So,
fine.
yeah, from the question, if I'm getting it correctly, they're asking whether to go for data science or data engineering, right? It
And
really,
a lot of
okay.
learners have the same issue. Some are trying to decide between computer vision and data analysis. Some are saying they can go for two. The thing is that they have to go for one. So I'm asking for if you have like a general advice for learners like that, because there are a lot of questions in the comments like that.
Okay, so honestly, from my own perspective, I would say if you are a beginner, a complete beginner, you don't know SQL, you don't know Python, I don't think you should just delve into data engineering, because while it's sweet and all, it also requires a lot of technical expertise, and it's a lot of learning. It's really a lot of learning. And if you're not ready to put in the work, I don't think you might see the program as being too overwhelming or too challenging for you. And I'm not saying it to scare people so that they will not register. But then I'm saying that if you know that you want to choose data engineering as something that you want to do, then you have to put in the work. So data engineering, let me just reiterate what a data engineer does, or who a data engineer is, so it can better inform your decision, right? So a data engineer is someone that manages the end-to-end flow of the data. You are the one in charge of the data. You'll be the first person to see it, structure it in a way that data scientists can use. I don't know if that makes sense. So you get the data first, you store it somewhere. That is ETL, extract, transform, load. You extract the data, be it through API, be it through like CSV format, extract it however it is, or like transactional data. You know how people purchase on Jumia, for example. So as they are purchasing on Jumia, as they're making a purchase, data is being pulled in. The name of the person, the date that they opened the Jumia website, everything is coming in. So as that data is coming in, you ingest the data. When you ingest it, you load it somewhere else, or you transform it and then load, whichever one you want to do. So you load and then you transform the data. Transforming it doesn't mean that you come and start saying select star from, the SQL lingo. So it's not necessarily that you have to fully transform it to solve a business use case. It's just to transform it and normalize it in a way that the data can make sense to data scientists and data analysts for their questions and queries. So data scientists will pick that data that you have transformed and then train their models with the data. I hope it answered their question, or most of the questions. So that is just basically the role of a data engineer. So please, if you are going to choose this specialization, like I said before, be ready for a lot of work. And if you put in the work, trust me, like you really enjoy the course. Thank you.
Okay, Precious, thank you for that. So there are a lot of questions I'm seeing people ask. I think you should refer to some people asking data, what's different between data science and data engineer. I think you should go to, if you watch our first class in foundational class, the one topic took, I believe most of your answers were answered in that class. So please do well to review that recording. You'll find it on the Telegram group and also on the LMS, right? So I believe that for some of the questions we're asking is we need to sit back and watch this recording again. Then once you do, you'll be able to have a better understanding, because like some of the questions we're asking have been covered already. So please, I want us to watch this recording again, and then don't rush to just fill the form, please. Sit back, watch this recording over and over again, and then decide what you want to choose moving forward. I hope that is clear. So before we leave, I would like each of our tutors to give the learners a final word, and then we can close this session. So we'll start from data analysis, which is Toby, and then we move down to NLP, and then we are done with this session. Yes, some of us joined late. Yes, you did not hear career path for data science and machine learning because you joined late. So please just watch this and then you'll be able to understand some of the you get the answers that you're looking for. So deadline for foundational class, there's no deadline. This program is a self-paced program, so you just do well to try to complete the engage with the learning content within the specified period of the program. I remember it's for 6 months, so you have to do well to engage with the learning materials within the period of the program. I hope that's all. Submission for, okay, deadline for submission of the form. No, there's no deadline. Remember, it's a self-paced program. So as you submit, you automatically have access to the specialization phase of the program, and then you continue from there. I hope that is clear. Also, okay, we don't have attendance for this session, please. So, so before we leave, please, final words from the tutors, and then we're out of here. So we'll start from Toby. Toby, over to you. Okay, if Toby is not on the call, move over to Lolade. Lolade, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. So my final words to everyone that's going to take this course is, this course is very interesting, might be complicated, might be overwhelming, but if you decide to go through it, it takes a strong heart and a strong mind, and at the end, it's going to be very, very worth it. So, and computer vision is one of the highest paid roles in artificial intelligence. So if you decide to take it, it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be worth it at the end. The knowledge you amass from this course will be so much that you'll be a very competitive candidate in anywhere they are calling computer vision, AI, AI, AI ops, AI engineering. You'll be a very top talent. That's all from my end.
Okay, thank you for that wonderful closing remark. Then we move over to Rashidat. Rashidat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so final word.
Okay, I would just say that just like my colleague had said in Ololade has said that just take your time, put your time into doing it. I would say that even if it's as small as 30 minutes every day, make sure you don't miss a day. Like the common saying that says a drop of water makes a mighty ocean. Do it small, small, gradually, you become a professional in the space, in the field. It doesn't take, yes, you get tired, it become overwhelming, but it doesn't take, you don't know it overnight. That's just it. You don't know everything overnight. Just take your time and don't give up. Yes, don't give up on yourself. Just continue. Even when you're tired, try as much as possible to always do something every day. And that will be my final word. Just have it at the back of your mind that even if I do 10 minutes, even if I do 5 minutes, it counts. I have learned something within that period, that short period of time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Rashidat. Sarah, you're next, then Precious.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear
Please,
you now.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can hear you.
Geospatial data science is a very wonderful course, and you might want to see it as not much people are going into it now. But with the trends in technology and the likes, it's getting more popularity now. So this is your chance to learn it, to be part of those few that are good in it. Put in your all into it, and you see that it's a field that can be applied in several ways. There is the data science and machine learning parts. There's the data analytics part, and even computer vision is also there. But that's a different aspect entirely. Once you have these basic foundations of it, you can expand and explore to other aspects that are really rare. We don't have much people in it, and it gives you that chance to stand out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Precious, you're next, and then B. And then Gideon will conclude the session for us. And then finally will be ALC. So Precious, over to you.
Okay, thank you. So one thing I would say is data engineering is tough, but it's not scary. I think the recurring theme in this program is to know that you have to put in the work. You can't just, no course is easy, right? No course. You definitely encounter like tough things. It's how you tackle those things. So when you go through a blocker, like what was stated earlier, you can reach out to your fellow colleagues, you can reach out to the tutor, and you can also reach out to us eventually. So when you go through all this, or you can even use YouTube, like if you don't know how some things work, you try to do your own personal research and try to get it working. I mean, that is the whole point of being a programmer, to be able to debug certain issues. So don't give up when something is not working or you are finding it difficult to understand a particular thing. Then another thing I would also say is, please, if we can try to avoid ChatGPT as much as possible, because ChatGPT might give you the answers, but at the same time, you will not be able to learn as much as you should have. So try to avoid using AI to answer the questions. Try to actually code along when the instructor is, taking a session and you are watching the video. Try to code along. It will definitely stick to your head. And then I started out learning data analysis before I moved to data engineering. Nobody said you have to go through the 3 stages. You go through data analysis first, then data science, then data engineering. It depends on your passion and what you feel you are leaning more towards. So don't try to do everything at once. Just try to focus on one thing and get it done before moving on to the next. Thank you, everybody, and I hope to see you at the finish line.
Yes, thank you for that, Precious. Then Toby, over to you, and then Gideon, and then the ALC team. So, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, just like to put out that it's quite gonna be like quite a long one in few days to come. Getting exposure into the new concepts, and you need to be sustained. And I feel like what would sustain you is that inherent passion that pushes you to do or to pick whatever you want to do. So, I mean, take the time to check back, do more research, and look at all the things that have been spotlighted as the characteristics of each specialization. Look out for what they are and how they are applied, and get that that passion from within, such that when the going gets tough, you are inspired to say, okay, you want to continue. Approach the specializations from a problem that you intend to solve, from something that you see around you that you intend to be a part of. And this can encourage you to do better. So what I'm just saying in essence is that this part where you want to make a choice is very, very important. So you just take a time to go through whatever things have been shared and other external sources to get it for yourself. Thank you very much. I'm looking out for the best of you.
Okay, Toby, thank you for that. Gideon, over to you, and then the ALC team, and then I'll close this session. Gideon.
Okay, thank you very much. Right now, the first thing you have to remember is that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. So if you want to dedicate certain amount of time on this project, make sure you maximize your potential in this period, because there is not going to be this period again. This is the learning phase that you can either swim or sink. You understand? So try as much as possible to put energy in your learning and make sure that you are determined to move forward. So if you put zero energy in it, you get zero results. If you put intermediate energy, you get intermediate results. But if you put all the energy that you want to put, you can get the results that you want to achieve. And also make sure you learn by doing, because you cannot learn to ride bicycle while watching YouTube video on how to ride bicycle. You have to get on the bicycle and ride that bicycle for you to master that bicycle. So just as my colleague said, you have to you have to code along. You have, even if it is word by word, make sure that you have put your hands dirty on code. Let the Google Colab environment be your friend. Make sure you code along and make sure you solve problems. And make sure, as my former colleague said, uh, the former speaker said, make sure that you put all your effort in it. Uh, Definitely, once you put your effort in it, you get the results. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best of the best in this learning phase. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you for that, Gideon. And then last but not the least is Hawa. Hawa, over to you.
Okay, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think they've said it all, but to me, what I would just say, so just to chip in, is that to be able to master your skill, uh master this approach, learn, do, and teach. And that's the reason why we said you should connect with as much people as possible. Because as you are teaching another person, maybe you have a classmate or a colleague that is having issue with something that even maybe you are not 100% sure, but along the way you are teaching that person, trust me, you will master it more than before. And connect with as much people as possible, because you have no idea what connection, what person, which person is going to change your life, or which opportunity is going to change your life forever. So please take advantage, or shall I say leverage, all possible opportunity you get in this program. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everyone for your words, your kind words, your words of encouragement. I believe we have all heard, and the learners are appreciating them, each and every one of you. So thank you for taking out the time to explain. Please do well to go over this, listen to it before you decide what you want to do. Sabiu Ishiayako, yes, I've been seeing your questions. You have asked them over and over again. Please, you ask the question in the Telegram. Like I mentioned, this session is just for specialization-based questions. So this question you're asking, please ask it in the Telegram. For those of you asking for the link to the Telegram, please you check your acceptance email and you will see the link to the Telegram group. Do well to join so you don't miss out on any information. I see people still asking for the form. Please, you get access to the form once you're done with your foundational course. Once you're done with your foundational course, NLP being the last course, then you have access to the form to fill out your specialization. So thank you everyone for joining this call. And the gentle reminder, we're having data engineering live class today by 5 p.m. We're going to be using the same Zoom link. Check the Telegram group or the LMS or the 3MC dashboard, your 3MC dashboard to get the link. Next week, we're going to have our Geospatial Data Science Functional Live class. We're going to have our NLP live class. We're going to have our we are going to have our no-code machine learning Weka live class. We're going to have our no-code machine learning Azure platform live class. We're going to have our generative AI live class, and we're also going to have our feedback session, like I mentioned, where you get to tell us all the good things we have been doing in this program. I know you have a lot to say, but there you have we are going to sit down, pick our pen and paper and jot down while you tell us everything we need to know. There's no deadline to submit the specialization form. Like I mentioned, this is a self-paced program. So once you're done with the foundational class, you have access to the form and then you move on to the area of specialization. I hope that is clear. I've already mentioned it, Isaac. The link to the Telegram group is on your acceptance email. So once again, thank you everyone for joining this call. Every other question you have about the program will be answered during our feedback session, same time next week on Telegram. So thank you everyone for joining and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye everyone.